Since 2010, De Montfort University has been attempting to improve its local community. This has been in the form of its Square Mile project, an initiative introduced by Dominic Shellard. This documentary will provide you with an understanding of how the project operates and the effect it has had on the community.
An idea initially conceived by our Vice-Chancellor, Professor Dominic Shellard. He's only been in post for about 18 months now, but this was an idea that he had at his previous university when he was a Pro-Vice-Chancellor. The basic premise behind it, I suppose, was that let's see all of the huge resource and the huge number of skills and resource that a university can offer and see what difference it would make to the lives of local people if we targeted this huge amount of resource and volunteering in one specific area.
I've always felt that universities should be seen as a public good and that we should do much more than just educate our students in our classrooms. But also, as an institution that has 22,000 students and over almost 3,000 staff, we have a kind of moral obligation to interact in a positive way with our local communities. So the Square Mile project is something that I conceived working with a community. It's about 7,500 residents, about 2,500 houses, where instead of throwing pots and pots of money, we've actually got something more beneficial and more valuable at a university, which is intellectual capital, and also the willingness of our staff and our students to volunteer.
I was one of the first people to be involved in the project. From March until September, when we actually formally launched the project, we had quite a large amount of time to investigate exactly what we were aiming to achieve from the Square Mile. And one of the key things was to begin to look at community consultation and how we were going to select an area. What area would it be? What would the criteria for that area be? To make sure that we could actually make a demonstrable impact on that community. So that was very key. We began a process of consultation during that sort of 6-month period where we were looking at the needs of people in the community, the needs of people in that area, and perhaps how the university could address some of those needs directly. Basically ensuring that we could actually make an impact and make a difference. Obviously we operate things as project by project, but as you know, there is one Square Mile project, and we're keen to see that the projects feed into each other as much as possible. So there's quite a lot of overlap in a lot of the different projects. What we're also keen to do is that's something we're keen to continue to strengthen. It's important for us that staff and students are also having a positive impact from the project. So we have sort of large volunteering days where we bring all the projects together, and we get from senior executive board staff down to staff throughout the university to come and volunteer together, and that's a key part of that for me. But yeah, we're keen that there's as much overlap as possible and people are able to volunteer on every project, on any project they want. So it's about providing all of that opportunity really and giving people a chance to get involved.
I'm Dominic Shellard, I'm the Vice-Chancellor of De Montfort University. I suppose I'm the cheerleader for Square Mile, and I had the original idea when I came to DMU in June 2010.
I'm James Gardner, I'm Director of Strategic Partnerships at De Montfort University. I work within the Vice-Chancellor's office, and I'm also Project Director for Square Mile, which means I oversee operations and strategy for the entire project.
Hi, my name's Jip Pandya. I'm a project developer, one of the project developers here on the Square Mile project. I've been working on the Square Mile project since May of last year. My roles and responsibilities are to develop both Phase 1 and Phase 2 projects. I'm currently developing 4 Phase 1 projects, and I'll be developing 3 Phase 2 projects.
My name is David Hollis, and I'm the Operations Manager for the Square Mile project. My duties really involve making sure the day-to-day running of the project goes as smoothly as possible. I manage budgets as well for all the different 20 projects currently, and I'm also working on shaping another 20 projects for the upcoming Phase 2 projects due to launch in March. Currently, the 20 projects sort of break down into 5 packages. You've got community, local identity, health, media and skills, and that really sort of looks at getting people involved into anything they really sort of want to get involved into. I mean, if they are more interested in sort of meeting new people and a community cafe, community sports, and detached street youth workers would be sort of better for them. If they're interested in sort of, you know, building their journalistic skills, media skills, radio skills, then, you know, the media package. We want to sort of broaden it out to people as much as possible. If we break it down into sort of what's getting the best numbers, then the community cafe and the free English lessons sort of stand out as the ones that are the most sort of well engaged with. The cafe is something that everybody can get involved with. They can come down and talk about issues that are affecting them, and they can have their say on what sort of links up with the cafe, be it the sort of the allotments in the area, local business. And I mean, obviously free English lessons is targeting quite a specific part of the community. Obviously migrants coming into the area who have whose English skills aren't up to a standard where they'd like them to be. So I mean, that's obviously something that's in demand. It's a very transient community, so the migrants sort of come in and leave every 2 to 6 months. So it's something that we're finding that is very, very popular. It's about bringing people together more than anything, and in sort of that respect, we've been incredibly successful. We've had people who've sort of never met in that area, didn't know certain, even the community centres existed, and you know, they've been down now, they've seen what facilities are there for them, should they wish to access them, and that's a massive part of what we're doing, realising, you know, letting people sort of see what's going on in their area, as well as sort of adding to the variety that's already there. And more than anything, I think we've helped upskill a lot of people, especially the children in the area, through Play-Doh and a robotics club. They're opening their eyes to sort of different things that they perhaps wouldn't study as part of a curriculum. We've engaged with around 500 people so far in sort of 20 projects. So I mean, that's a massive amount of people in when you consider it's only been going for 4 months.
Well, I think it's for others to judge how successful it's been, but I measure success by the level of engagement that we've had from our students and our staff. We're getting a lot of positive feedback from the residents. I
mean, the engagement that we had with the free English lesson stands out. I mean, they were so popular we had to bring them back onto campus. Around 3 of the attendees got jobs on the back of their improved English, and you know, that's a real sort of achievement to be proud of, really. The team and I, we go around and meet various sort of staff members to look at see if there's any ideas coming out of sort of any university faculties. But what we've tried to do is consult as often as possible with residents in the local area, and we really listened to some of the issues that were coming out of the area. There's still people out there even now who don't potentially know as much about the Square Mile project as we sort of want them to. So really what we're trying to do now is to be more active, to be more visible, and just to sort of, you know, have our faces recognised as much as possible. So it's something that we've had to sort of become a lot broader in our sort of, you know, engagement strategy with people to really help build a good set of projects. Phase 2 looks at really complementing the existing projects that we've got and looking at creating new ideas that we can sort of help benefit the community. Some of the flagship projects that we've got are the employability project that looks at getting people into volunteering, part-time and full-time work. There's also the IT training program that we're looking to implement. A lot of really positive feedback on that already. With these new projects, we're confident that we're going to engage with a lot more people. We're going to start bringing in people, for example, the youth in the area that may not have been as engaged with some of the phase 1 projects into a new set of projects coming up, and it's really exciting.
Having been introduced by the Vice-Chancellor Dominic Shellard upon his arrival at the university, the Square Mile project has grown in popularity both in the community and the university itself. It has had a notable effect on the lives of many members of the local community. With Phase 2 of the Square Mile project about to begin, it's clear to see that the project has been a huge success and has a promising future.